Interesting remarks this morning from our Representative Rodrigues. His main focus was on the home rule issue. He treaded not at all on the water quality issue because, as I emailed you all, you know, this is a preemption game with these bills, all right? As we know, the federal government preempts a state on issues of water quality. That's managed by the EPA. And as I emailed you, we have the Benson Amendment. We have the Halliburton loophole. The federal government dictates those issues. State level regulation cannot step into that area. That field is already occupied. Now, his one claim I found really specious was that there's already expressed preemption in Florida statute for the home rule of this issue. And that is blatantly false. And I'll tell you why. Because the Florida statute doesn't define what fracking is, and it doesn't define enhanced oil recovery techniques. His bill would create that Trojan horse, would plant that definition in Florida statute, and therefore allow the express preemption. So his bill is not at all protecting local municipalities. Quite the opposite. I mean, he answered Councilmember Wilson very directly, and I believe your question was, if your bill would pass as you would wish it to pass, does that mean that we will be preempted from banning fracking in our area? And he said yes. That was it. That was you know, the end of the story on that item. Now, regarding the acidization, so the conclusion of that prior statement I just made is that we must get a fracking ban resolution ordinance passed immediately in Estero and stand with the Florida League of the Florida Association of Counties and members of the Florida League of Cities who have already passed these bans. We need to show solidarity on that issue. We cannot allow our home rule powers to be preempted through the express preemption that he's trying to accomplish through this bill. So the second issue is on the acidization. Now, you know, there's acids and then again there's acids, all right? So we're talking about, I add citric acid to my water well here in Estero. It kind of softens the water and it improves the flow of the water. Is that acidization? No, it's not, all right? You have acetic acid that's added to water wells. Acetic acid at 100% concentration is highly caustic. You have hydrofluoric acid. Hydrofluoric acid in very low concentrations is highly caustic. For him to make general statements about acidization, he simply doesn't know what he's talking about, all right? There's different techniques of acidization. And one of the issues with even cleaning out well bores with acid is that they use these acids at high concentrations where they do become incredibly caustic, and they have the potential to eat through those steel pipes, and therefore they have to add countervailing chemicals to counteract those chemical reactions. And those chemicals that they add are highly contaminative in themselves. They're biocides. They have been proven to destroy life forms.
Excuse me, if you could try to bring it to a conclusion, please.
Yes, sir. So, you know, we need to look at all these issues. For him to make broad statements and express preemption issue, I'm sorry, our home rule trumps his statements there. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Ruth McGregor.